Today, we're going to explore one of the most misunderstood elements of a presidential election, the Electoral College. Let's take a look at some key questions to help us think about the Electoral College. What is the Electoral College? What is the relationship between the popular vote and the Electoral College? And how does the Electoral College impact presidential campaigning? Fun fact: the Electoral College isn't actually a college. It's really just an institution that was established by Article 2 of the Constitution. Article 2 states that each state selects their own electors who will cast votes for president. Each elector must vote for 2 candidates for president, one of whom cannot be from their own state. The votes are sent to the President of the Senate in Washington, D.C. and counted in the presence of the entire Congress. The person with the most electoral votes becomes the president. The person with the second most votes becomes the vice president. Ties mean the House of Representatives chooses the president and the Senate chooses the vice president. Hey, wait a minute. Did we say the person with the second most votes becomes vice president? Can you imagine how many problems that caused early on? Well, the 12th Amendment was ratified in 1804, allowing electors to cast separate votes for president and vice president. This kept presidents and vice presidents from becoming political opponents who might not be able to work together. So, now that we know where to find the Electoral College, let's explore what it actually does. Remember, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, which provides us with the way that we organize our government, including how we elect our president. You only need a majority of electoral votes, not popular votes, in order to become president. The number of electoral votes per state is equal to the number of members of Congress in the state. For example, Florida has 27 representatives and 2 senators, giving Florida 29 electoral votes. As of today, this means a candidate needs 270 of the 538 electoral votes to win the election. Wait a minute, 538? Shouldn't that be 535? 100 senators, 435 members of the House? Where did those extra 3 votes come from? Well, the 23rd Amendment was passed in 1961, giving D.C. 3 electoral votes. However, residents of other U.S. territories still don't have the right to vote for president. So, what else do we need to know about the Electoral College? It's important to note the relationship between the popular vote and the Electoral College. This is decided by each state. States decide whether a candidate will get all of the electoral votes or just some of them. This is set by the state laws. Most states follow a winner-take-all rule, meaning that all of the electoral votes for the state go to the candidate who won the majority of the popular votes. 2 states, Maine and Nebraska, have proportional votes, meaning the candidates receive a percentage of the state's electoral votes based on the percentage of popular votes they received. Remember, each state has a different number of electoral votes. How many does your state have? The Electoral College isn't always this simple. Sometimes no one gets a majority of the electoral votes. So, what happens then? If nobody wins, the House of Representatives elects the president and the Senate elects the vice president. Fun fact, sometimes the person that wins the most popular votes doesn't win the Electoral College vote to become president. How can that happen? Well, remember, you have to have 270 electoral votes. This means you can actually lose a lot of states and the popular vote, but as long as you win a majority of electoral votes, you'll become president. How do you think this whole process impacts presidential campaigns? Well, candidates are more likely to focus on the states with the most electoral votes to increase their chances of reaching that magic number of 270. The popular vote for president happens in November, but the Electoral College votes aren't actually counted until December. This means the Electoral College votes are counted only a few weeks before Inauguration Day. Now that you know the basic information about the Electoral College, you can explore it further by visiting the National Archives website, which has videos and more information about the Electoral College. Thank you for watching.